If you talk about rotten floors to horse owners, you'll usually come across the comment, "I'd never use a horse box or trailer with a wooden floor," or "Mine is aluminium, so I'll be fine." But what many owners don't realise is that both aluminium and wooden floors can be perfectly safe or deadly without routine checks and maintenance. The main problem with both types of floors is that they tend to have limited drainage and come into contact with a lot of liquid. Over time, rain, water, urine and damp storage conditions can rot the floor, particularly in areas which have been weakened already from a horse stamping or kicking. The same principles also apply to ramps and sidewalls. They too have a lot of weight to contend with, and damage from kicks or rot will compromise the structure and could result in your horse falling through. You may find some of the upcoming images upsetting, but it's important to understand how to avoid the silent killer that could be lurking beneath your rubber matting. Every year, NFU Mutual still see cases of horses being put to sleep following incidents with rotten floors or ramps where a horse's leg has fallen through. Unfortunately, most of the time the injury sustained from such an incident can be too severe to save the horse. And more upsettingly, these accidents are completely avoidable if basic checks are carried out. Thankfully, one of our customers and our horse Tilly had a lucky escape.
Getting out the lorry, it was just like, oh my God. Basically 2 legs, a front and a back, a pile of blood on the floor where obviously we'd stopped and it had started to all drip down on the road. A friend of mine that was with me, we both had our phones, so she phoned the vet, so I phoned the fire brigade because we thought we might need them to come and cut her out. The vet turned up. He was very surprised that he didn't need to have his gun out that he brought with him, expecting to actually put her down. We sort of managed to move the petition out of the way, and she managed to get up and move away from the holes. I was upset, but mainly just scared through what was happening because I'd never experienced anything like it before.
What can you do to ensure this doesn't happen to you? Every few months, lift the rubber matting and check the floors from above and below for damage and rot. Using a flathead screwdriver, prod suspect areas. The screwdriver should not penetrate the floor. If it does, you must get it checked out by a professional before putting your horse back in. Jumping up and down on a floor to check its condition is not a reliable indication. While the mats are out, disinfect the floor and let it dry before replacing them. Aluminium floors, though likely to be more resistant to deterioration than wood, still need checking and cleaning because they can also be damaged by horses kicking and may eventually corrode. As well as checking ramps for damages and rot, you should also check the horse area walls. If they start to flex more than they used to, have them replaced. It goes without saying, never use a horse box or trailer with a suspect floor, but similarly, never use one without rubber matting either, as this helps to spread the load and absorb impact. If you do find any damage or rot, ensure that any work is carried out by a professional to ensure the correct materials are used. And finally, remember a horse box MOT or plating does not check the condition of the floor or ramp, and most trailers in the UK are not required to have an annual test at all. So, ensuring floors are safe is entirely your responsibility.